All right, everybody. Welcome back for some more views from Tumortown. This is Bruce, and today I'm going to talk about a very cherished group of guys, the Treehouse Gang. Now, when I was young, you already know from other videos, I grew up in a neighborhood environment. We went to school together, all the kids in the neighborhood, elementary, middle school, high school, we were there. We were always together. And by the time I was in the seventh grade, we basically had formed a gang. There was myself, my buddy Bruce, there was my buddy Randy and his brother Ricky, and Tom. And the five of us became a gang. We basically did everything together, went everywhere together, hung out together, drove each other around as we got cars. We were the gang. And we were called the Treehouse Gang, we call ourselves, simply because Randy and Ricky's dad was very much into scouting, so they both became Eagle Scouts. And part of all of this was their house was on one of the large chain of lakes in our neighborhood. Excuse me. And in the backyard, which was very big, it was a long, long yard to the lake, there happened to be 4 pine trees that were basically in a perfect rectangle. And somehow the idea of building a treehouse came up. And before you knew it, Randy's dad and Ricky's dad had figured out how to do this, and everybody got together and a treehouse was constructed. It was a nice rectangular piece. It had a little front porch, and it had walls that went up probably, 4 feet, and then posts up to the roof trusses. The trusses were probably maybe 312 pitch, something like that, and aluminum roof, and gable ends, right, and screening around the rest of it. And we basically built curtains, or had the girls we knew help us build curtains for the screen areas around the top of it. And Bruce his family was in the carpet business, so he got all sorts of remnants of carpet pad and shag carpeting. So we had a lovely carpeted floor. We ran electricity to it, one outlet, so we could have a television, a light, and we could have a little stereo. So, we were cool. And on the front porch, it was perfect room for a little ice chest, to stash our little secret, illegal booty of wine and beer, that sort of thing. And we spent so much time together as a group in that treehouse. We slept in that treehouse on weekends. We partied hardy in that treehouse. We did everything in that treehouse. We experimented with every drug known to man in that treehouse. We got drunk beyond belief in that treehouse. You name it. It happened in that treehouse. And every morning we'd go down, Ricky and Randy's mom, "Can I get you boys breakfast?" Just the sweetest thing you ever wanted to see, and like as if, she didn't know we were hungover like nobody's business. I am quite sure she did. But she just, let it go. Better they're doing it here in the backyard where I can see them, right? That's all we can figure. We don't know. You'd have to ask Randy and Ricky about that. But that was a part of our lives for junior high, high school. In college years, it started to fade away because we weren't around so much. We all had cars. We all had other ways to go and do things. And the treehouse kind of fell out of favor, But it stood there for a very long time. And we all remember the treehouse with the greatness of fondness. And, I can remember, the album Layla, just playing over and over and over and over and over all night long. I remember that vividly during that period. It was just, something. And I can remember us sitting there watching the snow, because there was no television signal at 3 in the morning. But we'd be, really screwed up, stoned out of our minds. and we'd just be staring at the snow on the TV watching it, you know, just crazy stuff. You know, the things that went on there were just unbelievable. Too many stories to relate, but all the guys who were involved know those stories, and it was just a wonderful time to be had by all. And today, Bruce kind of resurrected his, and dedicated a man cave at his house to be the tree house, which was awesome. And he's now getting ready to build a new house, and he's going to have a tree house custom built in that house on the very top, which will be wonderful. Absolutely, I cannot say enough for his continuing to remember that and cherish that moment and keep bringing that little environment back to life for all of us. Because it was just a wonderful time of sharing that we all had and we all really enjoyed and got into. And, I can't say enough. I mean, some of the funniest things in my life happened with those guys. The YMCA tour, us going to the beach. I mean, we did so many crazy things. I mean, we would go to the beach and haul it, camp out in the dunes, which you're not supposed to do. And we would watch the cops on their big motorcycles looking at us. They couldn't get to us, so they would just ignore us and leave us there, Eventually, they got a Jeep and could get to us and finally stopped us from doing it. But we did that for years. And, we used to go and do LSD and hang out at the arcades in Daytona Beach, New Smyrna Beach, and just get crazy. Rode our motorcycles all over the place, dune riding, all that sort of stuff. I mean, we just had so much fun as a group together doing basically anything. We would go to go-kart tracks, and rent go-karts and reach around the back and bend the governors to make them to go faster, right? And we'd rent these little, Honda 50 little motorcycle things, and we would just go crazy with them. I mean, we just had so much fun. And Randy got this Jeep Cherokee car when he was 16. Thing burnt oil like no business. I mean, there was a Tenneco gas station we had to stop at all the time near our high school. And it was like, I think if I remember right, I can't remember, it was almost like my mind wants to tell me we would get a 5-gallon can of frickin' oil, because to go to the beach and back, we would go through basically, 5 quarts of oil. I mean, it was just incredible. I mean, if you put the pedal to the metal on that thing, you would just smoke anybody out, Yeah. But I mean, we got into, using camper trailers, and we were, stupid as we are, we were driving to New Smyrna with a camper trailer, and Ricky was in the camper trailer for some stupid reason. We thought that was okay. And some car swerved at us. Randy went into evasive maneuvers, managed to save our lives and not let us get wrecked or killed or anything. We all, oh my gosh, weaving all over the place, da 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 da. We pull over to the side of the road. Oh my God, oh, Ricky. And you see Ricky come staggering out of that camper, just mad as a hornet, because he'd been thrown all over the place inside that thing. What the heck is going on, Oh my God. He was ready to rip all of us to shreds. And rightly so, but for us, we're just sitting there laughing because we knew no better, but I mean, there are just so many things. And I'm sure anybody who watches this, who's a member of the gang, associated with the gang, will remember stories that associate with us and that period of time and all the parties that we had and the parties that we threw. And it was just an incredible group of guys that are still my friends to this very day. And I am so glad to have them. I'm sure there's a lot of people that don't, who never get to have that kind of friendship with people throughout their lives. I am extremely fortunate for that. And I will always remember the Treehouse Gang with the greatest of fondness. They will always hold a very close place for me in my heart. I love you guys all very, very much. And we'll see you on the next time. Peace, everybody. And hang 10.